Obviously, it is anger. What will help alleviate it? It is conflict resolution. And those are the two primary courses that we are going to have here through the excellent effort of Mr. Pompey, getting the skills and expertise of a wonderful, charming lady, our Glenys Beaton, to ensure that you learn something about it. That is where the effort will begin. And I am hoping that you're going to take advantage of that to the extent of being certain now that at least when you are in your community and you notice something happening there, and you got to be very, very sharp. You got to be eagle-eyed, watching your community, because they ain't got a policeman, they say. I dare say. You are the policeman. You are the social policeman, as it were. The liaison, the CPG group members. And you have to watch and see, well, that little girl there, she probably is having some tendency towards doing some damage to her. How can I help? Do I know the phone number of the government agency at social protection or the police, Cops and Fates organization that I can say, well, they got this girl, Shanta, down at Port Morant here that has some problems, and I think it's suicidal tendencies from what I see. I want y'all to come down and help. That's what we're talking about. I noticed that that fella drinking all the money that he work at the estate every Friday afternoon, and he beating up his wife Saturday morning. I want you, it's not a laughable matter. It is very much that which is affecting the society. And so you pick up the phone and you can call some. But the first thing to be done is to identify where it is happening. And so that we now can know where it is happening, and we can send some professional, a social worker, to begin with. And of course, as we develop as a nation, we're going to have more psychiatrists and psychologists who can then seal the issue with their professional and very highly trained professionalism and all that. But at least you can do it. Because very often we know in society that somebody got some problems here, she gonna drink some poison, or he gonna hang himself, or he gonna shoot himself, or that one gonna go chop out your wife hand, and so on, and we do nothing. Absolutely nothing. In violation of our own moral code, in violation of the constitutional obligation, in violation of all the religious principles, be you Hindu, Muslim, or Christians. There is a code, like the 10 Commandments, one of which is that you must love your neighbor. Loving your neighbor means also that if you see there is a need for help, you help. But we got this, the sociologists call it anomistic, meaning you don't care about them anymore. It's very individualized. Your ego is more superior than anything else. What you got to do with them? If they want to kill themselves, let them kill themselves. No. Because that attitude makes you not a community-oriented creature. You got to look after your community. And so I am very happy this morning to see that this process has commenced, in which we are going to have training and further training. This is not going to be the end. And this all came as a result of the President at the National Security meeting indicating to us that we have to start developing human capacity in all the institutions that can help in relation to settling this security issue. And security is not only enforcing the laws against those who commit crimes or against the criminals. No. It is also doing the work at the very inception stage, at the community level, to prevent that which would happen. And so it is necessary then to develop the human resources of the personnel that we have at the various institutions. And one of the best I regard in the sense of being a social policeman is the liaison officer and the community development groups, community policing groups. They can help in a very big way. And so I'm very proud of the organizer, Mr. Pompey, who has taken on this effort and has managed to arrange someone with the expertise and skills of Glenys Beaton to impart in you some of the expertise and experience that will come from her to identify these issues at the community level. And I want you to understand that this is not necessarily going to be something that is going to be one-off. It is going to be more or less something that you have to ensure is continuous. And that is why it's necessary that if there is need, and I know plenty of you like to go on the smartphone and do all kind of tweeting and all of that, but there are on that phone, if you got your internet and all of that, material that you can go to. A lot of us don't do that. When you ask some people when they're using it, say like a lot of children, oh no, we are trying to educate ourselves, but they're talking to their friends all the time. We want you to go to those websites and so on that can help you understand anger and conflict resolution and community policing far more. It takes an individual effort, always. And there can be an hour of the day that you can set aside for this, or there will be materials at libraries that you can go and check out. It calls for that. Societies, like the great ones that I mentioned, have always done that by having their citizenry utilizing these efforts. And that is why they have so many universities in Great Britain and America and all these other advanced European countries, and even in India and China now, developing to developed state. It's universities, education, reading. So it is important then that we do that effort, make the endeavor, inspire ourselves to learn more, and we are going to get there. We are going to get there economically too, because we have a very bright future with an oil sector. I want to always remind people of that. So we have to prepare ourselves for a better day. A better day will not only be when an income stream will come in, but when that income stream is better enjoyed by a higher educated, quality set of people. It's a hell of a thing when you get plenty of money and you are as primitive, wanting to fight your neighbor, you might start fight all over the place. No, we want a community that will understand what security is, what is the law and order is, and how to come about identifying those spots where it can explode and where we can solve these things. And this is but part of the education this morning. And so I'm very, very happy to be here to give this set of remarks as to why it is so important that all of our liaison officers take on this new direction of initiating their efforts themselves to nip this thing in the bud.